I just thought I would bring you some entertaining stuff as opposed to being so heavy on business. However, we can do the same. At the same time, we can bring you some entertaining things. What's up, Nikki? I see you. We can do. You like my hair? That's funny. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it right now today, honestly. It's all over the place. All right, look, a little pointed at the top there. All right, so but anyway, wanted to bring you entertainment as well as business at the same time. And because I've been kind of cooped up in the house and really having an opportunity to catch up on some things, I had a chance to watch a new Netflix series, and I was absolutely 100% blown away. But before I get into that, be sure to give me a thumbs up, share this video, share this live broadcast, or even share the replay with someone that you feel like it can resonate with. And of course, be sure to follow us on all our socials. Right now, YouTube is having some issues, so we're simulcasting across all of our Facebook pages, right? We're multi-streaming across all our Facebook pages. You can find this, if you're watching this on my personal profile, fantastic. On our business page, my entrepreneur page, fantastic. Or if you're watching this in the Startup Junkie.io private Facebook group, fantastic. So definitely be sure to share this, and then also follow us on our other social channels, and really connect with me on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is my ish. That's where I primarily hang out. So today I am going to talk about, wow, Madam CJ Walker. She was 100% a bad ass. I mean, and I mean that with the utmost respect. When I say that this lady 100% kicked ass, she 100% kicked ass. She is the true definition of entrepreneurship. And since I've been cooped up in the house, I actually had a chance to watch the new Netflix series Inspired By, because when they say inspired by, that simply means that, they tried to be as accurate as they could with, with the portrayal of, of Sarah Breelove, which you know as Madam CJ Walker. Now, I got to tell you this. When I started looking up her net worth was like $10 million in that time. Okay. Sure, she became the Guinness Book of World Records first female, not black female, but female millionaire in this country. In fact, at the same time, she was actually competing with Elizabeth Arden. Yes, that same Elizabeth Arden that I believe the Revlon company, if I'm not mistaken. Let me share my screen here. Elizabeth Arden, a major cosmetic company. Yeah, so that is a wholly subsidiary of Revlon. Yes, she actually beat the Canadian to become the first female millionaire. Okay, period. A complete badass. So there were some lessons that I actually took away from the Netflix series. Now, I am not going to spoil it for you. I am not that jerk that will go to the movies and tell you what the entire movie was about. But just know that it is a 4-part series, and I recommend everyone actually watch it. So I'm just going to go over some lessons that I actually learned from it, and I want to say what's up, Althea. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, Booker T. Oh my God, don't spoil it. Althea, do not spoil it. Booker T was an ass. Booker T. Washington was an ass. And you know what? From my understanding, that depiction is actually right of him. And it's funny to see W.E.B. Du Bois kind of go not necessarily caring for Booker T. Washington. Okay? But if you know anything about Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois' feud, then you kind of know exactly what's up, CC. You kind of know exactly what the deal was. So anyway, let's just kind of talk about it a little bit. All right. So first and foremost, I appreciate all of you that are in the room right now. So let's just kind of get into the lessons of Madam CJ Walker. And of course, I will not spoil it for you, but I will say this. You are truly a badass when your neighbor is JD Rockefeller. Okay? You are truly a badass when your neighbor is JD Rockefeller. All right? So I am going to go over the lessons of what I took away from, and I'm going to kind of explain a little bit without giving away too much of the series. Just know that if you have not seen this, because Black Twitter is all a buzz about it. All right? You need to see this. Okay? You definitely need to see this. It's inspired by her life. So the number one lesson I took away from it: doing when others say it cannot be done or should not be done. If you are an entrepreneur, if you don't get that lesson from it, then you're not truly an entrepreneur. Because the thing about entrepreneurs, and without giving too much away, let me just say this. When Miss Sarah Breelove, also known as Madam C.J. Walker, had real terrible issues with her scalp and with her head, and those issues were solved by someone that she encountered. See, I'm not giving you anything. You just have to watch it for yourself, right? She was so inspired by the person that helped her. She said, hey, I know people that look just like me, dark skin, that look just like me, that will buy from me. You should let me sell your product, right? And of course, you know what I mean? There is some kind of house Negro, field Negro thing working here, some color confrontation working here, some divide and conquer skin thing working here. Let me just say that without telling you too much. Please know that she was told no. All right. So because she was told no, she didn't take no for an answer. She was told no, but she didn't take no as the accepted answer. So because she didn't take no as an accepted answer, she became her own salesperson, became her own boss, became the entrepreneur that we know of today. All right. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Yolanda. No worries. I swear to you, I will not spoil it for you. I will not spoil it for you. Okay, so I didn't really want to say Uncle Tom and House Negro. So I know I got some of this stuff is just popping up here, but just know that there is some color confrontation issues here in it. And honestly, this is what happened between the lighter skinned blacks and the dark skinned blacks during that time, especially off the heels of slavery. Yeah, it's true, Yolanda. It's definitely true. It's definitely true. So anyway, because she was told no, Miss Sarah Breelove, aka Madam C.J. Walker, because she was told no, she decided to do it for herself. Okay. Now, how did she do it for herself? I am going to let you find out how she did it for herself. But I will say this. What businesses do, okay? Businesses or entrepreneurs do, they look in the market, okay? And they find something that's working. And then they look to see how they can improve on it, okay? And you can just say that was the case in this particular situation. Now, the first lesson, like I said, I learned was doing what everybody said is absolutely crazy idea. No, you cannot do it. Then that's exactly when you need to do it. Because if you believe in your heart as an entrepreneur that you can do it, and you believe you can kick ass doing it, and you believe that you can put a new twist on it, you can deliver value to the world, then you need to do it. Because if people did not, entrepreneurs did not follow that mantra of doing it and adding a different twist to it, we would not have people sleeping and lodging in homes of people they don't know. Ergo, Airbnb. We would not have people basically hitching a ride with people they don't know. Ergo, Lyft and Uber. All right. So it's all about doing something in a way that's absolutely different than the way that someone else is doing it. So that's the first lesson. The second lesson I learned is what it takes to be a true entrepreneur is relentless determination. Okay, so again, without giving away, yep, I agree, supply and demand. You're right, you're absolutely right. So without giving the story away. All right. The whole time, Madam CJ Walker is trying to build her empire, right? She is getting hit just like you as an entrepreneur with constant letdowns, constant distractions, constant roadblocks. Okay. And because of those roadblocks made her a stronger person. Okay. Being a stronger person and a stronger willed entrepreneur, willing to do it at all costs, having relentless determination is exactly what it takes. Right. When you see someone who came from Sarah Breelove, aka Madam CJ Walker, coming from damn shanties, like these little cabins, you know, on plantations where cotton is picked or something like that, right? To this beautiful mansion, you can only attribute that to relentless determination. So if you're an entrepreneur out there, definitely see this Netflix series, this 4-part Netflix series that 100% is exemplifies. It's a perfect example of what relentless determination will get you. All right. So the other lesson, the third lesson that I learned from Madam CJ Walker was outworking the competition. When everyone else is taking a break, you're working, right? I am here right now today because I want to be here, right? I am sharing value with you because I want to do that. I have friends who call themselves business owners that the only value that they share is getting up and going to work and coming home. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I aspire to do more. Okay? If you're an entrepreneur, most entrepreneurs aspire to do more. And in order to do more, you got to have that relentless determination. As I said, you got to do things when people say they cannot be done. But most importantly, you got to outwork the competition. Once you've identified a market that you want to operate in, a space that you want to compete in, and you just have to outwork the competition. And a prime example of that is, again, during the same time Madam CJ Walker was building her company, there was a Canadian on the other side of the border trying to do the same thing. And that Canadian was Elizabeth Arding. That's right, Elizabeth Arding, that cosmetic company, right? And Madam CJ Walker was the first to do it. And you're right, believe in your product. But let me tell you something though about believing in your product, okay? It's not just about believing in your product, but it's also about believing in your people. Because although you probably heard me say that time is the most valuable asset that we have, right? Because you can lose all your money and get it back, but once time passes, you cannot get time back. However, when you are in a company, people, those people that help you in your mission, okay, they are so valuable to you. They're your valuable commodity. They're your valuable asset. Those people who believe in your dream. So it's not just about the product, but it's also about the people. And if you ever watch CNBC's The Prophet, he talks about 3 specific things. He talks about people, product, and process. People, product, and process. And maybe I should do a show on people, product, and process and what they mean in companies. I'm thinking about it. I might end up doing it. But what I wanted to say, the third takeaway from the Netflix series from Miss Sarah Breelove, aka Madam CJ Walker, is outworking the competition is how you get it done. Doing things that people say that cannot be done, even people that are around you, including your loved ones. Doing when they say things can't be done is how you acquire and achieve your dream. Okay? Now, the last thing that I want to share with you, and I really appreciate everyone that's been chiming in. Okay, I really appreciate you, CC. Thank you, Miss Nikki. I know you like my hair. I appreciate that. Althea McFarland, thank you very much. You're right. It was good. It was absolutely good. Yeah, I saw Booker T in a different light as well. So let me just say this. The main thing that I want you to know Man, you guys are still coming in. Okay. Yep. You're absolutely right, Yolanda. Mindset, dedication, prayer, and perseverance. Okay. Let me say something about prayer. Okay. You know, I see a lot of people pray online, but to be honest with you, if you believe, and I'm not being religious here, so I just want to say this about prayer. Okay. Prayer to me is just an affirmation of what you know that you should do. So when you're praying, right? At least in my opinion as an entrepreneur, and I'm not making this a religious thing. No matter what what you call yourself, whether it's Muslim, whether you're an atheist or you're a Christian, whatever. When you're praying, prayer is just an affirmation of what you know, at least in my opinion, that you know you should be doing. And you know that, there is nothing that you can't bear as an entrepreneur, that you cannot undertake. Now, you might come to a point to where something that you're trying to do, at least in my opinion, may not be worth the effort and the time. Remember, I talked about recognizing the dip and knowing when to dip out. You know what I mean? Knowing when to just leave an idea alone and try something different. But prayer definitely helps. All right. So last thing I want to say is, as an entrepreneur, never, and this is the fourth thing that I took away, never ignore the obvious. In business, we have these things, we have this thing called cognitive biases, right? And it's purely based on us being how we've been brought up or what we've been exposed to. And so we have a particular bias to think a specific way already, right? But as an entrepreneur, learn to step outside of yourself and not ignore and look at information that is just for what the information is. Get away from the cognitive bias, step outside of yourself and look at what the obvious is, right? And judge information and judge things that you want to go after purely based on what those things are. Now, in this particular case, and I will share this with you, okay? In the movie, all right? Well, the series, it was so obvious, at least to me, that people connect with people that look like them. So if the person that told Madam C.J. Walker at the time, Sarah B. Love, and you'll find out how she got her name in the actual series, if she was told no because you're not the right skin complexion, then hell, who are you selling to? People want to connect with people that have their interests and have their that are just like them. You know what I mean? Well, you've heard the expression peas in a pod. Why do you think dolphins swim together, right? They swim together because dolphins are the same, all right? People congregate with people that have same thoughts and mindset. So if you recognize something, in this particular case, it was a target market that Miss Sarah Breelove recognized, and the other person recognized it too, but didn't think that Sarah Breelove was the right skin complexion. And I'm just keeping it real because you know how those times were, right? Didn't think she was the right skin complexion to actually go or to be a salesperson. Just know that it's the equivalent and the same as far as I'm concerned. If someone says to you that you're not the right person for this job, right? You have to, if you believe that you are the right person for this job because you recognize something that's obvious to you that may not be obvious to the other person based on a cognitive bias, then you just have to say to hell with you, and you have to do what you have to do as an entrepreneur. So again, my 4 takeaways are, when others say no, do it anyway. Okay. You got to have relentless determination. You got to outwork the competition. And the 4th is never ignore the obvious. All right. So I just wanted to share that with you today. Thank you so very much for checking out this episode of Startup Junkie. If you have not watched it, please go and watch the Netflix series inspired by Madam C.J. Walker. Okay. And, in case you don't know, let me share this with you as well. In case you don't know, right now, you can literally go to madamcjwalker.com and you can find out all about her life. Okay, if you Google her, you scroll down here, you see where it says her net worth was $10 million. And, you know, so you should do just a little bit of research. And this is not a black or white thing. This is an entrepreneur thing. And this is an inspiration thing. And I am truly inspired by the first female, not black female, but the first female that's recorded in the Guinness World Book of Records to become a millionaire. So thank you very much, everyone, for checking out the Startup Junkie. I'm your host, AJ. Be sure to share this content with someone that you feel like it can resonate with. It can actually help. It can actually inspire. And be sure to check out our podcast, the Startup Junkie Live show on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart Media, as well as TuneIn. Until next time, everyone, I'm AJ, your host of the Startup Junkie, and I'm out.